The longer you take to quote customers, the more chance there is of you losing the business or that order. Because between the time they've asked you for a quote or they've sent you an RFQ, it's very much likely that same customer has asked another couple of suppliers or businesses for exactly what you offer. So for most businesses, they're losing real orders, real business and real revenue right now because of their speed, because of their quote cycle times, not because of their pricing, not because of their costings, not because of their service, simply because other people are pipping them to the post. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can effortlessly quote every single customer RFQ pretty much instantly and always be the first person to respond. Now everybody knows that the faster you can get back to a customer, the more chance there is of earning the business and the less chance there is of someone else quoting before you. But in reality, that's tough because quoting takes time. It's admin time. You have to be there when that email comes in and read it straight away. Equally, you have to then go into a system, find the pricing, find the costings, put together some sort of PDF or use whatever manual CRM system they use to automatically spit out a quote and then send it back to the customer. And all that alongside your normal day-to-day job and managing all the other orders, all the other business and all the other problems that you might have on that certain day means you're leaving a lot of revenue simply to chance. The chance of seeing the email the moment it comes in and the chance of being able to have the time to actually do that then and there. And the big problem around quoting is the fact that a human can only do one at a time, which means even if you have 4 or 5 come in and your only job is to sit there and watch the inbox, you're always going to be a couple of minutes behind where someone else might steal our order. And the biggest thing of all for me is the faster we are to serve customers, the more trust in us they have and the more chance that they're going to keep coming back to you every single time until you are the only person they ever want to come to for their business. And processing orders have become wild. In the world of Outlook inboxes and urgent, high-demand customers, it's never been tougher to stay on top of your inbox. And this system means you never have to sit there and wait for an email to come into your inbox because it handles it for you the moment it does. It allows you to quote faster than you ever could on your own, which means no copy and pasting details in and out of a system, no putting together PDFs or typing bits into a manual quote builder, or having to type emails back to customers all day long. This does it for you. And here's some quick statistics on why you want to reduce your quote cycle times as much as possible. 70% of customers go with the first person that responds to them when it comes to sending formal RFQs to businesses. If you wait longer than an hour in a B2B setting to quote, the chance of you getting that order, the conversion on that RFQ goes down by 7 times. And the most important, most burdening thing of all for salespeople and inbound sales team managers is the fact that most people have 2, 3, 4, even 5 hours of admin a day. On average, the average B2B salesperson is receiving anywhere from 90 to 110 emails a day. And all of your responsiveness gets lost in the admin of managing that inbox, which this completely cuts out. And I want to put yourself in that buyer's shoes just for a second. It's their day job. It's not their money, but it is their day job and it's their precious. So the moment they send an RFQ, it's very much likely the business that they work for needed that unit, that item or that service the day before, the hour before, or at the very least a couple of minutes before. So it's already on a clock once they've clicked that send button, once they've had the chance to prepare the RFQ. So the time between when they click send and someone getting back to them is time they are waiting to have their problem solved. It's not just a part and it's not just a quote. It's another problem ticked off their list for the day. And if you're in that buyer's perspective and those buyer's shoes, the speed of which you can get back to them is the most important currency. And for 99% of buyers is the most important factor. Instant quotes signal professionalism. They signal that you're in control. They signal that that business is on top of what they are doing and is someone that they can trust. And that trust leads to further business. Because speed builds confidence. In a world where people are struggling to stay on top of their inboxes and actually stay true to their words and get the job done, speed builds complete confidence because it means you, as a leader, as a business owner, or as a sales individual, runs a tight ship that they can trust. That means one thing. You become the supplier they can depend on. So the moment they think of whatever you sell and the fact that they need it, it's not, let's send this RFQ to 5 to 10 people who sometimes take 30 minutes to reply, who might take 3 hours to reply. They know they're going to get an instant response. So even if they're unsure if you even supply the thing that they need or not, they're going to send you an email anyway because they know you're going to answer. And that's when business starts coming to you for the brand and the reputation you've built for your service, which ultimately, when we think about it, in a B2B setting, when you're selling to buyers, these are people who are managing a business's money. It's not their own money. So what they want is to hit their KPIs. They want their problem solved. So when you solve their problem better than anyone else, you are going to win their spend. You're going to win their trust. You're going to win order time after time after time after again. Let me show you the system and how it works. Here we go into a similar system setup that we went through yesterday when I was talking about the RFQ acknowledger. So this is just the next progression from that. So instead of capturing a potential customer RFQ and just simply letting them know we have it in stock and handing off to a human, what we're going to do here is do the full thing. Now, what's important to note is that when you build a system like this, it's totally built around your business, your pricing structure, and how we pull pricing can be completely different for every single business. We can add just standard margin. We can have a live sort of working knowledge base, which is what this little Airtable thing is here. It's essentially that's seeing all of our stock, what's in stock, what we have on offer, and giving exact unit sort of contract pricing for it. So we can build a pricing index for whatever we're quoting, no matter how complicated it is. The only time where it starts to get a little bit more complicated is if you're quoting project work that needs inspection and needs certain evaluation. But that's completely different and not what we're showing today. Anyway, this is a system that can be built into a bigger ecosystem. We have our brain area. So this is essentially the thinking. So the message in the email comes through, the RFQ from the customer comes through, it comes into this section here. So it's working out, is it an RFQ or not? If it's not, it doesn't do anything with it, just leaves it in the inbox. But if it is, it moves through the rest of this flow. So as we can see here, this clever little widget goes into our tool. So we use the beautiful AI to understand what the email has come through, what it's looking for, and then it goes into our database, this live database of all the stock we have, our pricing and everything I just explained, and then works out exactly, have we got it in stock? What have we got? How can I answer that customer request? And this is the beautiful bit. Once it's pulled all that information back, now we can go through this additional part of the flow, where in actual fact, it builds an email response to the customer, exactly like we did before, but instead it'll include a little bit of pricing and a little bit of information and some details. Then it'll start to build a quote from the information we've pulled back. So it's using the pricing that we've set up. And this is my favorite bit of all. These are my two favorite parts. It actually builds the quote for you. It builds the PDF quote. And we can make this look however you want. And you're going to see shortly how it works. But this will build a PDF. It'll attach it to an email, and with the email we've built here and the quote we've built there, we send that back to the customer. We've got a branded PDF quote that you have not spent any time at all having to type. The first thing you find out about it is when the Slack message fires off to you and your little sales assistant here turns around to you and goes, look, you've had this inquiry from whoever. We've quoted it, we've dealt with it, we've managed it, and we've sent this quote back on their RFQ. Jump in if you want to have a look. Let's actually go through it, and I'll show you step by step how this works and how quickly and how much time this takes off your plate. Once again, that quote cycle time goes down to near on nothing. You beat every competitor to every RFQ ever, and because it does it quicker than a human, and we do not waste any time doing the admin stuff, which brings back quite literally hours of especially an inbound sales manager or anyone like that every single day. I have already typed an email. So use this email here. This is coming through to my email, which I've got connected to this Outlook node. And we can do this for whatever email. We can do this for team emails. So if you've got a team inbox, we can also set up per salesperson and give it the personality and the context of that salesperson. So we understand who we're speaking to. This is just a really simple version. So anyway, we're looking for TRC 1004. This is a imaginary tractor part once again. So we are the suppliers of tractor parts in the UK, and this is a very urgent either tractor mechanic or potential farmer in autumn harvest. Again, is a bit done with, it's a bit late for autumn harvest, but never mind. Anyway, I'm going to click send, and we should go through. So now jump back into the workspace that we use, the N8N. This is the glue that holds all of our tools, pieces of AI and software together, and I will click execute. So all this is doing is just manually telling it. What we can do is have this watch your email inbox, which clicks every time an email comes in. But for the sake of going through this with you and making this, so it's already worked out that it's an RFQ and it's already checking stock. So imagine that you've received an email, and by the time this part finishes, It knows all the detail it needs to, without anyone getting involved. By this stage, you probably had the ping on Outlook and about now going in the inbox, you're now probably reading it, while this thing is already drafting a response within seconds. This here is going to create the response that goes back on the email to the customer. And then this next part here is going to start creating the PDF quote that we attach to the email to send back, that you would normally have to use like an internal sort of system, maybe just an old school PDF document you have to manually type and update yourself, which I'm not envious of you if you're doing that. And as you can see here, this bit now, this little wheel moving is the quote being built. It is now going through a little process whereby we're using a bit of code and a tool to create the PDF for you in any brand at all. It's sent the email and now we're sending the Slack message. Let's jump back into mail.com, refresh this, and see what we've got. It's just relying on the old internet connection. Here we go, for the email back, right? We literally sent this email, what was it? Let's have a look. We sent this email at 3:58, and we've had a response at 3:59. In literally 1 minute, this system has opened, and it's responded. So what we've got: thanks for your inquiry, detailed quote is attached to this email as a PDF for easy reference. The details here is at the EU date depot, ready to ship, delivering in 3 to 4 days. This item's ready to go. If Monday delivery is critical, please confirm the delivery address. We'll prioritise dispatch over the other courier options. So this is handling the customer correctly as well. Like, it's understanding the how. Let's open the PDF. The PDF that we didn't have to do. That I don't know how to open, apparently. Let's download the PDF and see what it looks like. Let's open it up. Just loading, that lovely wheel. Anticipation is building. And here we are. This is obviously quite a basic setup, but this is a PDF quote that you have not had to do anything with. It's made this for you, and it's 3 of the TRC 1004s, piston kit for tractor model 279. You had all the information on there. And just to drive this point home, we can make, this is how, when you use like an automated quoting system that spits out a PDF, they use something called HTML, which is a code that is like the little building blocks we put together to build the quote for you. That's how it can be updated with all the details we use in our system and stuff like that. What we can do with something like this is, don't know whether you've ever been in this position, but you know when you can't put a certain field in off a system because your system doesn't allow it and it won't show through the quote, don't worry about that. We can build this to do anything, absolutely anything, include your branding, have whatever information you want on, and there we go. There is the quote complete with all the details on that we need. Price value for 7 days, lead times indicative. That is fantastic, and it's no effort from you. And 60 seconds. Like I personally, just from my experience, I have never seen any quotes go out within 60 seconds. If anything, this is even quicker than being able to go into one of these sort of self-serve portals that some businesses create. And let's just look at that timing just one last time. So here, 3:59, we received this email back, we received the quote back. What time did we send it? We sent it at 3:58. 60 seconds. 60 seconds from the point of which you received an email to have that email opened, understood, stock checked, pricing created, response written, PDF quote made, attached to the email, and landed back to the customer mind. That is 60 seconds from the time a customer sends an email to the time they receive the full quote back in their inbox. In under 60 seconds, the full thing. You won't, 99% of salespeople, 99% of anyone working in an email will not know they've received an email within a couple of minutes for the majority of times. And this not only knows it's arrived, but deals with it, handles it, gives the customer exactly what they're asking for in under a minute. And just imagine what will happen to conversion metrics when there will never be a competitor in your space able to beat you to an RFQ from a customer. Responding within 5 minutes to a potential lead, an RFQ, a customer, on average across every sort of conversion metric, so, the study of sales has, increases conversion rate by just under 400%. You're always the first person to reply. Mind-blowing. And I personally love the fact that everyone these days, because of the growth of technology and data and systems, none of these systems talk to each other. So we have data fragmented. We have our email platforms, we have our Zooms, we have our Looms, we have our Slacks, we have everything in between. We have Excel spreadsheets, and we have ERPs, and we have CRMs, and all the acronyms you could ever get jazzy over. But that creates a problem because we're constantly having to work between all of them. This smooths that over, works through all of them for you and does it for you, which means we're taking off all this bloody admin that everyone seems to be buried under, and good people are paid good money to quite literally organise an inbox for the first hour or two of the day and lose orders because of the chaos of their inbox. This removes that completely. If you were dealing with any admin issues, sales pipeline issues, customer service problems, anything that you want to be quicker at, more efficient at, more accurate at, or help sort of scale in, then you can see these sort of systems work. And if you want to have a conversation and I want a little bit of help, just drop a comment below and I will happily talk through whatever problems you are facing or opportunities you want to create from using stuff like AI systems, and we'll make a video like this just for you. And in the next video, I'm going to go through the complete opposite of this, is how we serve customers proactively, how we can update customers as and when things change, or simply just remove the admin and the pain out of giving them regular updates. It's a brilliant video, and it's going to improve that relationship, that trust with the customers even more. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing day.